Man, what's up? What's happening? You already know who it is and what it is. If it's your first time tuning in, it's your boy Q Walker, aka Nephew Q, Uncle Shannon Sharp's favorite nephew. We in the building beyond the
Lord.
game. It's been a couple of weeks, but we back up on this thing. And I got my guys with me. I'm gonna introduce them real quick. Hold on. My guy Ralph came through with the glasses and everything, all
Yee.
sophisticated and whatnot.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. He's watching UK, get beaten high definition. But
High
anyway,
def, man. Hurts.
we got my guy Ralph in the building. Go introduce yourself one time for the one time, Ralph.
What's up, world? Let's get
What's up?
to it.
What's up?
There it is, my guy Ralph C. Your boy Ralph C. And then we got friend of the show, always welcome guest, Nets in 5, aka Mr. Scary Hours himself, Drew
Scary hours.
in the building. Drew, he just left. Okay, there he is. Drew in the building. Drew, gonna introduce yourself one time for the people who don't know you.
Hey, hold on, man. Everything you're saying, it sounds like super slow. It's like slow motion. Slow down. Let me talk for me real quick.
What's up, boy?
Yeah, it's like dog. If you can hear how you sound like one of them CDs is slowed down when you are now
Screwed and chopped.
strength of aftermath.
I'm
I'm a bounce out. I'll be right back in.
All right. Okay, I had to go to the Facebook page to see what was going on. But anyways, everybody, we welcome y'all. Man, we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get right on into the proceedings and talk about everything that everybody's been talking about
Goodness
for the last
gracious.
24 hours, which is the slap heard around the world. Will Bartholomew. No, I ain't even gonna disrespect you like that. Willard Smith. Is he the third or junior? I can't remember. But either way,
Oh,
it goes,
no.
Will Smith slapped the Sonic rings up out of Chris Rock last night at the Oscars. I didn't watch it. I seen all the messages when I woke up this morning. I had about 400 text messages from about 2-3 different groups to talk about it. So anyways, we gonna talk about it. Let's dive right on into it. I know this is a sports show, but this is sports and entertainment, baby. So
Absolutely.
beyond the game, baby. We
Beyond
cover
the
it all.
game.
We cover it all. And on top of that, Will Smith
We
was in
good.
Ali, which was a boxing movie.
Absolutely.
He played Venus and Serena's dad, which he just won the Oscar for last night. So
Absolutely.
hey,
Congratulations.
full circle. So, anyways, let's get into this slap heard around the world by Willard Smith. Drew, what was your thoughts, reactions, takeaways from this slap from Will Smith to Chris Rock last night?
Phew, man. First of all, I think the only reason anybody even knew the Oscars was on last night was because this was going down. I had no clue until I got that NBC News update that Will Smith had slapped Chris Rock. Man, I was shocked. At first, Will definitely channeled his King Richard, being from Compton, and that West Philly came out in him last night. I mean, first and foremost, man, I think anybody who's got a wife or that somebody you love like that. You're gonna take up for him. Now, yes, he did laugh first, which makes him kind of look like a hoe for real. Especially after all he's been through. I don't know why he decided to slap Chris Rock. It's come out that Chris Rock didn't even write that joke. It was written into the script. So there's definitely a better way you can handle that. I feel like a lot of it was for the ratings and the attention that it's gotten, though, because the Oscars, man, everybody's forgotten about that. Don't nobody care about it. But boy, oh boy, they said Will was going to get hit with two things. He was going to get that 90 when he got home, and he was going to get that lawsuit in the morning.
I don't even know if he's getting that.
Nah. Chris Rock
Nah,
has said
he's
that
not
he's
gonna
not
press
gonna press charges. Yeah, he said he ain't
He's
gonna
being
press
a G
charges.
about it. My thing is, though, is with Chris, like, man, you just told a joke about a dude's wife, and you see him coming at you on stage, put your hands up or something, man. Come on.
Yeah, my thing was when he seen Will come on stage, what did he think Will was coming up there to do? Like give him a high five or a hug or something? Like
Shake his hands.
I do not think that he thought that.
no, I don't think
that he was going to
I
get
don't think he
slapped.
thought Will was gonna take it there, but at least like, hold on, what's he doing up here? You know what I'm saying? Like take a
Yeah,
step
for sure.
back. Like,
That's what I would have done.
Right.
What
Your
you
spider
doing up here, bro?
senses should have been tingling.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, bro. Like, it's ain't your time. Like, you got your movie Oscar. Like, look, chill out. But anyways, Ralph, what was your thoughts, reactions, takeaway from the slap heard around the world last night?
Bro, I'm like Q. I did not watch the Oscars, so I'm not even gonna lie. Like I seen it first up close and personal, but I got on Instagram this morning and all I seen was Chris Rock getting slapped by Will Smith videos, one after the other. So first and foremost, I'm like, what happened? And two, I'm like, this can't be real. So I'm still battling with the fact that I don't know how real it is. I've watched the video numerous times, about 25 or more to be exact, and I still can't decide if it's real or not. So I'm just gonna base everything off of it is real. He really did slap him. I just can't believe he did it. I've never seen this side of Will Smith. I don't think anybody's ever seen this side of Will Smith. He did say a joke about his wife. Will Smith does have the right to react however he chose to react. I do feel like his reaction comes from a lot of frustration he's had over the years because of how Jada's kind of made him look silly. I feel like Jada's kind of made him look silly in the news, in the media. I seen one meme where it was like, this is how Jada would react if a joke was said about Will Smith compared to how Will Smith reacted to a joke told about Jada. And it was almost like they showed the people just laughing because I feel like it's kind of been a joke. I don't really know. I don't know Will Smith and Jada's relationship, but for what I see on the outside, it doesn't look good. It seemed like it's been rocky for a long time. So for me, I just felt like the slap came from a lot of frustration that Will Smith has had over the years. Do I feel like the joke warranted him being slapped as far as Chris Rock? I honestly don't. But again, I can't tell a man how to react.
It was a lame joke for real.
I can't tell a man how to react when he feels like his wife is being disrespected. So this whole situation, I've kind of went back and forth with it all day. I really don't know how to feel, but that was crazy, man. That's all I can say. That was crazy.
Hey, real quick, I've seen people die. I've seen it all today. People trying to fight over this. They ready to go toe to toe, and I'm like, dog. First of all, Will and Jada do not care about you like that. Why are you so into it?
Exactly.
I think Emmanuel Acho on that Wait Your Turn. I can't remember what the name of their show is, but he brought up a great point. You know, after that whole entanglement BS. And Will got drugged through the media. And I mean, they're still making memes about that. I think He may have said, you know what, no more, because Acho even talked about how Will's been outspoken about being a coward and wishing he'd done more for his mother with his abusive father, and times that he acted like a coward in his life. So maybe he finally said no more. But I'm still with you, dude. I feel it was too staged. A man's not going to put his hands up with another man charging at him, especially just joked on his wife. Maybe, they was on the show, didn't think it was going to go that far, but I'm at least going to have my hands halfway by my hips ready to put them up in front of my face or whatever.
Yeah. And Shannon Sharp made a great point. We've been talking about Will's side, but if I'm Chris Rock, it's on sight whenever I see you, Will. You're not just going to slap me on national TV at the Oscars and just think I'm some punk. Like, it's going to be some repercussions that are going to come behind that, man. So I'll leave it at that. We can't hear you, Q.
Oh, my bad. My mic was mute. Let me get to hold on. Before we continue on, let me bring my guy Big Brew into the building one time. You know what I'm saying? Blue Devils in the building tonight.
Blue Devils in the building.
Play his Duke Blue Devils this weekend, which we're gonna get into all of that in a second. But before we do that, we got another friend of Beyond the Gang who wants to hop on here with us and talk about this situation as well. We got everybody.
Oh, shit, I already know what it is.
We got everybody's favorite referee who wants to join the show tonight. We got Sean Gurton in the field with us.
Personal foul.
What'd you say, Ralph? We already got a personal foul?
I already got a personal foul.
That's technical.
I was gonna say we got 4 already. Me and Daniel just when he walked in.
So I'm gonna ask these two guys real quick their thoughts on the views and opinions. Daniel, Big Brew, my dog. What's your thoughts, views, and opinions on the slap heard around the world between Will Smith and Chris Rock? What would you think about it when you seen it?
I thought it was staged because it was almost like Chris Rock prepared for the smack.
Yes.
Stood strong. He laughed immediately afterwards. and just proceeded, with
To-
the show. Those is like that's
Weird.
I don't know. I mean, I've never met a man that's gonna get smacked. I don't care if you're in the audience or in private and just react like that. That was weird. Secondly, I thought it was lame on Will's part because he laughed at the joke, then looked at Jada and seen that she wasn't laughing. Then he just did that. That looked weak. You're a man. React how you want to react. Deal with the consequences when you get home. You
Right.
thought it was funny. Don't let her look at you and then feel like you got to go on stage.
Hey, Sean's been home to that before.
He said it don't work.
It is what it is. I could be in the doghouse. Secondly, third, you ruined a lifetime achievement. It's all the movies you made. This is your first Oscar, and you won't be remembered for winning an Oscar. You'll be
Right.
slapping Chris Rock over a hair joke. It ain't like she's dying from cancer, like she got breast cancer or anything like that. This is alopecia. The coach from Seton Hall's got alopecia. People probably make fun of him every day.
Mm-hmm.
Who has alopecia? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I just thought it was lame on his part. I don't care
Yeah.
what the build up was. It just made you couldn't handle your internal anger from your whole build up from how she made you look bad. And like I said, for my behalf, you did that. You walked back to your seat. You would have made it worse for yourself because then I would have had a lot of more jokes. Now it's the spotlight's on you. I'm gonna have hella jokes now, and then you come back up on the stage if you want to, but you ain't gonna walk back to your seat after that one.
Man, so we got Big Brood, Donovan. I'm gonna get to some of y'all comments here in a second. I'm gonna let the fellas get what they gotta get off their chest, and I'm gonna get to some of these comments that people are pouring in. Sean, U of L's representative today on the show. Man, what's your thoughts and opinions without giving Will Smith a tech? What was your thoughts, views, and opinions on what happened last night?
Look, dude, I've been married almost 23 years. Let me just put that out
Put
first
that out there.
foremost, okay? If anybody, even if I think it's funny, if any man says anything about my wife and I'm standing there and I look over and see that she's hurt, then I gotta say something. At the very least, I gotta say something.
Tell him about the look, Sean. Tell him about the look he got. Tell him about the look he got. We already know what that look. We know
because
what's up
at the
with
end
that
of the day, I gotta go home with that woman. I gotta live with that woman. I gotta. If she's gonna be mad at me for the next week, I'm the one that's gonna have to deal with it. I gotta live up to whatever expectation she has of me to handle that. Me and my wife were just talking the other day. She's like, she checked somebody at a game that I was refereeing. She was like, somebody in the stand was like, they're terrible. And she turned around like, that's my husband. And you know what happened? Those people didn't say nothing the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I mean, I understand the point where, and me and my cousin was talking about that Will laugh. Will might think it's funny, but you know what your wife's insecurities are. You know what hurts her. And once you look over there and see that she's hurt and another man's responsible and he's right there, man, you can't let. At the very least, you're gonna have to speak to that man. Did Will handle it right? No, he didn't handle it right. You wait till the show over. You may wait till the next day. You call his people. Say, look, I need to talk to Chris, and you talk it out about like, man.
He was coming off set.
Whatever happens after that happens.
Right. You made him offset. You like what's his face said? You could have gone over to the left. He's coming off the stage in 30, 40 seconds when he's done with his little routine. Catch him as soon as he comes off, say what's up. Then if he still says fuck you, I said what I said. All right, then light him up.
Man, for the people who commenting, I see y'all comments. I know y'all want to get in on this conversation. I promise I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a second. I had to let the fellas get what they had to get off of their chest. But my take real quick before I get to some of these comments that people are pouring in. Man, listen, I agree with Sean. What Will Smith did was wrong. I mean, he was right in what he did, just wrong setting to do it at. Like, feel how you feel. Like, no man, you should never let a man disrespect your wife, girlfriend, spouse, significant other, whatever she is. Like, you've been with your woman long enough to know what she is comfortable with, laughing with, and what she's not comfortable with. And I know people are like, well, Will Smith was laughing. I think Will Smith was doing like a nervous laughter, like, like until he looked over at his wife and she was like, yeah, we ain't going for that shit. And he's like, shit, now it's time to go into husband mode. Like, my wife ain't with it. So I think he did the right thing. But back to Sean's point, and my take is more so for Jada than Will, because a woman will ride for her dude to the death. Like, everybody up here has been in relationships, maybe still in a relationship. Let you go out to eat, and that motherfucking right way to get your order wrong. Who's the first person to say something? Your girl.
Facts.
She gonna speak up for
Facts.
you. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody, and like Sean just said, let somebody say something about you while you not around. Your woman's gonna have your back, no matter
Right.
what. Like, she's always gonna take up for her man. Jada has let the world make a mockery of Will Smith
And
for
continue to do it.
Absolutely.
a year and a half, and she has not stood up and said a word trying to
Absolutely.
defend a man. That's the only part I have a problem with, is that this dude shows that he loves his woman unconditionally. He will step up
Right.
to anybody about anything about his woman.
And
This,
take
he
all the shit
allowed
she's
this
done.
woman to make him look like a
Mm.
fool on the red table, just so he sacrificed himself just so she can explain what they went through. And this man had to take all the bullets. Hold on, Sean. Will Smith has had to take the bullets for their family for far too long. And
Facts.
yesterday wasn't the joke. It was a culmination of everything.
That's what I said, bro.
Will was just like, man, I'm tired of this. Like, it was the straw that broke the camel's back, and Will
Facts.
just reacted.
Facts.
Now, for everybody, like, it's caused the division between black folks, right? Because now black folks are like, well, Will Smith shouldn't have did this. Well, Will Smith should have did that. And now we have this whole thing with black people now about what Will should have or shouldn't done. And I hate that. I hate that for us, that we going through that now about this stupid incident. But women, y'all got to make up y'all minds, right? Do y'all want a man to protect y'all and be a provider for y'all? Or are y'all okay with a man just sitting back and letting the dude just say whatever he got to say to you? Because I'm surprised at the outrage of women who are going in on Will Smith, but then turn right around and want a man to protect them. He just did that, and y'all criticizing for him. But now y'all turn around and say, well, I want a man to be my protector and provider. Well, he just did what y'all want from a man, and now y'all criticizing and bringing the dude down. Like, women, y'all gotta talk to us. Tell us what you want, because he just did what y'all been asking men to do for so long. But Sean, go ahead, man.
Well, and with Q, to your point, Will didn't have to go on the red table talk. He chose to go there.
That's why I said
they chose
sacrificed himself just so she could get out what she had. Like, he sacrificed the world looking at him as a joke just so his woman could. And to Q, I'm gonna get to your comments, Q. Not one time, and I may be wrong. Somebody got the footage? Please show me. Not one time have I seen Jada come to Will Smith's defense about anything.
And all she would have had to do last night was grab his arm and tell him, nah, we'll get him after the show. We'll talk to him. All she would have to do is stop him. And did you see how she reacted when he did it? She was unbothered, man. Yeah, she's the problem, for real.
That's my only problem, is that like, she has yet to come to defense of her man taking up for her. Like, man, go ahead, Sean.
Look, I say this. After they got home, one of two things happened. Even she was mad because now she's more humiliated and embarrassed that went down on national TV. Or Jada gave Will a good ass time last night.
I don't think so.
One of two things happened.
I don't know. I ain't in that household. I just don't think it's going.
I don't think there's.
I think there's been turmoil in that household for a long time.
She truly appreciates that he stepped up for her like that, or she was even twice.
Her facial expression didn't say she did, though, Sean.
Did to her.
Her immediate reaction to what he didn't say she was ready to go throw down for him.
I think that relationship is one-sided, man.
Weird. Yeah, I think it's weird.
I think it is too. And to the people who saying, oh, well, he didn't do August Alsina like that. Hold on. There was two totally different situations. Will kind of already knew that situation was happening, you know, their quote unquote open marriage. So he was kind of already made aware of what was going on. August Alsina only disrespected them by coming out public with it. He never said anything disrespectful to or about Jada. He was expressing his hurt over the situation that him and Jada are no longer messing with each other. But he never said anything disrespectful about her to make Will come and check him. It's just that he made a private situation public. That's the only way he disrespected Will. So people gotta get over this. Oh, well, he didn't do that to August.
Fact.
That was a totally different and separate situation that Will already knew about. Just the world got to know about it. So again, Will had to take those bullets and let his wife explain what really went on or whatever the case may be. Also, one last thing before I let the fellas go. Will Smith is broken. Like, I don't care what nobody says. That dude is trying his hardest because he's a prominent figure, he's a powerful figure, and an influencer in Hollywood. So I get it. But I'm gonna just keep it 1,000 because that's what we do on the show.
Thanks.
As a man that's been broken myself and still trying to hold it together so people don't notice, I know what that looked like. And Will Smith is all over his face. Like, that dude is broken. And I don't know his obviously we don't know his friendships, but I feel like he doesn't have nobody that will pull him to the side and have that man-to-man talk like, bro, what's wrong? What's going on, bro? And let him get all of that shit out of his system that he's dealing with, because his wife is making him look silly out here in these streets.
And it's sad that you say that he doesn't have anybody that he can go to that can have a man-to-man conversation.
Because that's Will Smith.
And allow him to actually vent. Like, that's really sad that you can say, as Will Smith being as famous as he is, being as likable as he is, like, you would think that he has multiple friends he can go to at a time like this. But it's just sad, man. It's starting to see a lot of men crown, you know what I'm saying, TV and different, like, even I don't know if y'all watched the podcast with Michael Beasley.
I was getting ready to say
the
that.
Pivot.
Yep.
Like, we're just seeing a lot of, like, Michael Beasley basically said the same exact thing that Q said. He didn't have anybody to go to. The man is tired of trying to ask for help, and ain't nobody trying to help him. Like, he literally just broke down, like, saying that alone, like, I don't have nobody to go to. So it's just sad to see, man. As famous as you are, that doesn't guarantee that you'll have real people in your corner, man.
Well, and also, look, like I said, almost 23 years of game. The one person you want to have your back more than anybody is your spouse.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, your spouse.
And if you feel like that
right.
person doesn't have you, because you know what? Everybody else doesn't matter.
Right.
Everybody else doesn't matter. But what goes on within your house, and look, me and my wife has our ups and we have our downs. But we have been in this for 23 years.
That's a long time, bro.
And,
Congrats.
I got four.
Ralph, that's it. It shouldn't be a long time. 23 years should be a drop in the bucket.
Right, I got you.
Today in our society, I tell people I've been married over 20 years. They go, wow, that's a long time. It shouldn't be.
Like
but bro, 23 years.
I
I understand what you're saying, but 23 years is a long period of time, bro.
Right, but it's to death do us part.
I
One of us gotta die. Now we may have to kill each other a time or two. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
Oh yeah, it ain't all puppy dogs and kitty cats.
You know what I'm saying?
Daniel,
but the one person I know who's gonna have my back through thick or thin is gonna be my wife, and she knows the same.
Right.
So when you got that,
she's not
nothing
doing
else
that for
really
him.
matters.
But she's not doing that.
She's not doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the
one-sided.
problem. We gotta. It's almost like like he's trying to get her approval.
Facts.
Constantly trying to get her approval.
Yep.
And she's sitting back like, nope, still ain't good enough. Will. Nope.
Like what else I got?
He's not Tupac.
When he talked about Tupac, that's
I'm glad
that's
Sean
what lets
said
you
that.
know right there the situation he's in.
Like, I don't know how deep we want to go into it, but she basically said, like, that's her soulmate, bro. Like, to tell a man that you've been married to forever, that another man is your soulmate, like, that's
what. Look, Chris Rock was told a joke. He one of his joke was like, you know, anytime you look at your wife, you know that you're second choice.
Absolutely, bro.
Look, she was like, if what you call what worked out, I wouldn't be with you.
Wouldn't at all.
That's his fault, though. That's his fault. Like I said, I saw a meme,
and he's got to take himself out of that.
I saw a meme,
or get the help to get out of it.
It's got her saying Tupac would have shot him.
Yeah.
See, that's not even funny, but
but it's right. But you see, but that's. This is what she's allowed. This is what she created.
When you have an idea, you always have to think. Any ideas you have in your life, you always have to think of the unknown. Because for as long as you think about this idea, you can't predict everything. He wanted to live this lifestyle. He wanted to have an open marriage. He openly admitted that he wanted to have like an entourage of women. Any women that he wanted.
That's
them.
true. That's true.
So you open the door for that.
That's true.
So even if he's broken, I don't feel sorry for it. Even me, you, everybody on this panel, whatever you choose to do, just know it's consequences. And
Absolutely. That's true, bro. That's true. That's very true.
I agree that is consequences, but it goes back to I don't know this, but Will not feeling comfortable enough. Like, I don't know if y'all seen the pictures of Tyler Perry and Denzel like pulling him to the side, and it was at that point where I was like, okay, maybe this shit is real. Like, Denzel and Tyler Perry trying to console, and it wasn't that. And I hate to say this, it was when Bradley Cooper. I seen the picture of him talking to Bradley Cooper. Now, you know, no disrespect, my dude Drew, but it's like when black people are going through something, and a white person interjects to give you his, you know, sorrows about what's going on, then it's like, okay, this shit is for real. Like everybody's affected by what's going on. But
just like Sean said about the longevity of marriage, it's sad.
Probably all like have women, and it's not necessarily about black and white. It's about, look, this is my woman, and he disrespected her, and I feel like I got to do something. Right, wrong, or indifferent.
All right, so I don't want.
She made him feel.
I don't want to be messy.
She made me feel like I had to do something.
I don't want
at the very least.
But somebody's got to be a little messy. So I do have to present the question: if Chris Rock was of the different race, would Will Smith have had that same reaction?
He'd be in jail.
He probably wouldn't have made it off the stage.
Would have Will Smith done the same thing that he did? So I understand what you're saying. But I also look at it, like I said, I've been battling this all day, and I've looked at it a million different ways. And I do wonder if there was a white comedian up there saying that same exact joke, would Will Smith have had that same exact reaction?
Okay, let's also be fair. If there was a white comedian, would a white comedian make that same joke?
That's what I was going to say. With a
the
white
joke
comedian,
was written in. The joke was written in.
Exactly. I'm just.
That's already. So
there's a few white comedians I believe would have said that joke.
Jimmy Kimmel would have said it.
Yeah, it's a few that we can.
I feel like there would have been a couple that would have. I really have a hard time.
Wow, who said that?
Would or wouldn't? But
who said that?
But Rich is foolish. But what I will say is if it really and truly was like was brought up was a culmination of everything. As far as, you know, he had enough and he made the decision after all that stuff happened with the round table that's enough. I ain't taking this no more. Then, I feel like even if they were white, it was going to come out no matter what. The consequences would have been a lot different, but the actions probably still would have happened. But I just, there's just too much in it for me. It was written in. I feel like it goes without saying the person who wrote it in was probably white. More than likely, was probably right who wrote that script or whatever. So was that? Here we go. It goes a lot deeper when we're going back to the man and the stuff. Was that a ploy then? Was that they knew Will was a ticking time bomb? Maybe he's been showing this lately in the Hollywood circles, and they were like, "Let's see if he's going to check a fellow black man for it. Let's write this in here and see what we can cause."
That's hey, bro. That's a good point, man.
That's super deep. That's super deep in another conversation.
Because if you look at it, it's like they waiting on you to break. Like they waiting on that one moment for you to break, for you to slip up. So that's a good point, man.
We have America has made a profit off of seeing the downfall of black men.
Right.
For long since me and you have been born.
Speak the truth.
So if there's just other ways we find to do it, just like you have the 13th Amendment, blah, 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 blah. Just like there's other ways to do it than the out front, hey, look at me, you know, I'm a full-blown racist. I don't think you deserve to live because I have white skin, which I have never, ever understood how the lack of pigment in our skin makes us feel like we're better. Because
that shit, Drew.
Another combo for another day, fellas.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go off on my people and end up getting hate mail when I get off there.
We got your back. Don't worry.
You got you, Drew. Don't worry about it now. We got you.
Hey, Daniel knows
to the picnic.
Sean knows.
Absolutely.
Sean knows me personally.
Absolutely.
Daniel knows what it is.
That's a little AKA Pow Wow, baby.
Nah, you good with us, Drew, baby. Nah, you good with us, man, and that's why we had you on here.
What's that hot dog say? The hood love me.
The hood love me, baby. But nah, that's a great question. Let me get to some of these questions. Things on the side real quick. Donovan said, if he didn't get that got Gisler 9,000 last night. He got to move on. Let's see.
You're silly, bro.
Let me see. Let's
Bro, I
see.
bet he didn't get nothing.
Q Roberts says it's okay to smash the wife, but not joke about the wife.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
For me, I think after the entanglement situation, Will probably thought shit was gonna die down after a month or two. But you keep having people bring up certain situations, and like I said again, she's not protecting her man from all of this backlash. So the jokes is gonna keep on coming because they like, well, what's he gonna do? What's she gonna do? She ain't said nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing. So it is what it is. So let me get to some more of these comments real quick.
Black, they went home. They was like, had to be
had to be.
Had to be.
Had to be.
But to Drew's point, that's what they wanted to see.
Some real talk tonight. Just appreciate that. Somebody said I said today, Will is a broken man. He is. Now he just
that's a fact.
And real quick before we move on to the next topic, everybody who's watching, everybody who's listening, everybody on this panel, we've all done something in the heat of the moment that afterwards we felt like, damn, I wish I didn't do that.
Tell me about it.
So I get it. Everybody's criticizing Will for doing it. But at the same time, it's like we've all done stuff to where later on we like, damn, bro, I shouldn't have did that shit. I should have handled that a different way. And Will just got caught up in the heat of the moment. He reacted. And so therefore, here we are. But, like I said, again, women, y'all got to figure out what y'all want. Is this, do y'all want the protector and provider? Or are y'all okay with a man just sitting back as another guy just disrespects you and talks about you all crazy? And one last point is that everybody up here, like I said, has been in a relationship. If we was at the Oscars and a joke was being made about your son, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, father, mother that was either dead, had a condition or something like that, are you just gonna sit back and be like, yeah, that's funny, yeah, cool shit? Nah, you gonna feel some type of way. Now you might not have handled it like Will Smith did, but you gonna feel some type of way about the dude joking about your whoever that's dealing with a certain situation, and you gonna be like, okay, yeah, get your jokes in, but you gonna see me, dog. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna see you sooner or later. So guys, we gotta stop with this condemning Will Smith on how he handled it. Yes, he may have handled it wrong, but you're not gonna sit back and let somebody disrespect your whatever either.
Right. That's been my whole point.
You're not gonna let somebody disrespect your wife.
He didn't know she had alopecia, so
no, I'm just saying that in general, like Chris Rock may not have known that, but Will and Jada knew that. And like I said,
guarantee you the person who wrote the joke in knew it.
Like
that's why they did it.
Will, like I said, he should have handled it differently, but he reacted in the heat of the moment. And right, wrong, and different, we can't tell that man how to react in a situation where he feels like his wife is being disrespected, because we all gonna act different in a certain situation like that. I'm gonna act different from Ralph. Ralph's gonna act different from Drew. Drew's gonna act, you know what I'm saying? We all gonna act different in that situation. So we can't tell this man how he should have reacted when he feels like somebody's disrespecting his wife.
Well, and Daniel's point is it should have he's glad to finally see it, but we've been past that point. Like he should have done this in the entanglement.
Yeah. Two things though. Marcellus Wiley made a good point. He was like, he didn't agree with it, not from the fact of disrespect, but Will had nothing to gain from doing this and everything to lose. He didn't change nothing, and he's still a mockery right now. And secondly, you have to think, when you're on that large of a platform and you're that rich and everybody in there is that rich, 100 million plus, you have to think of everything. Like, you go up there and smack him. Now, what if Chris Rock wasn't Chris Rock and he didn't want to go get the, think like, damn, if I beat his ass, they'll never have me on anything else. What if he just sit there and he beat Will Smith's ass for 5 minutes while we're on?
Absolutely.
Will's has to think about stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And Chris Rock probably did think about it.
That's more to my point. That's more to my point. If that's what they wanted.
If he would have reacted, he would have probably lost the bag. He would never probably get an opportunity like that again.
That's why he stayed in character.
He thought about it. If y'all go back after this show, I want y'all to go back and watch the clip wherever you see it at. Chris Rock says, man, I could, and then he stops himself because he knows if he keeps going in with jokes, where it's gonna go. Will Smith is gonna come back on stage and they're gonna get that reaction of two black men fighting at the Oscars. So he stops himself, composes himself, and then he tries to get back into the thing. But go ahead.
Nah, I agree with Shay's comment, but yeah, nah, he did that one little gesture, like boy,
Yeah.
He went back to talking.
So he was with the smoke for a second, and then he was like, "Man, let me remember where I'm at, man. Let me get
He
my
is from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? He ain't
You know
just
what I'm
gonna
saying?
take no shit, you know what I'm saying?
That's
He
I was most surprised to see that the non-reaction from him.
So I think it was a non-reaction from him because he probably felt like in that moment, if he'd have went there, so much shit would have been lost for him.
Man, so much, bro. So
So
much,
he was
man.
like, "Man, I'll see him. I'll see him later. Don't
I
worry
wish it
about
was Shannon Sharp though.
it."
Fact.
There you go.
Shannon said it best.
Yeah,
It would have went down. It would have went down.
and I was thinking about his brothers.
It would have went down.
Oh man, let's see. Lachey, hold on. She said Lachey Johnson, but Will thought the joke was funny, so because she upset, it's okay for you to take it out on Chris. What's Will's punishment? Anybody want to jump in on that comment?
Looking like a dummy that he does right now. I agree with what she said. That's my whole point of this. He laughed first, so I mean, come on, bro. So now you just told everybody that the whole reason you did it. You wouldn't have done nothing if you wouldn't have got that look from your wife.
Yeah.
So you making yourself look more like you led around by your collar than you already have. Everybody already thinks you led around by your collar, Will, and now you just basically proved it to everybody.
Sheesh.
Man. When they joked on KD at the ESPYs, it wasn't no form of a smirk, laugh, none of that.
Brother just had a straight face. He just looked at him.
Yeah.
Like,
But you
bro,
bet he saw KD later too. You can probably bet that they had some rap for each other later on.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But man, that's our thoughts and reactions on Will Smith slapping the Sonic coins out of Chris Rock last night at the Oscars. But anyways, we got an upcoming matchup this weekend that Sean Gerton is going to referee at. We got the Final Four going on. We got Villanova.
I love how that game.
Villanova and Kansas, but we got then we got the other game that really everybody wants to watch, and nobody's studying that other game, which is Duke versus the University of North Carolina. Hey, what's going on with you? So I want to get the fellas breakdown and predictions about the Final Four weekend. Ralph, who you got coming out of each side, national championship game, and are we going to be back for the national championship game? No, it'll be Monday, so we'll be back for the national championship game. So give me who you think will meet in the national championship.
All right, so I'll start with Villanova and Kansas because I have a hard time picking between Duke and UNC for so many different reasons. I think I'm gonna go with Kansas in the Villanova and Kansas game. Villanova had a big injury to one of their key players, so I think that will probably be what I'll go with on that side. As far as Duke and North Carolina, as much as I hate to say it,
Duke boys in the building tonight.
Duke boys in the building tonight, man. I think I'm going with Duke to win that game, and I think we'll see Kansas and Duke in the national championship game.
Okay. All right. Don't give me your championship game prediction just yet. We'll save that for next week's show. As I get to some of these comments, somebody said it's been a long ass tournament. Yeah, if you're UK fan,
especially if you're a UK fan. Thank you.
It's been a long basketball season.
Man, this tournament's been deadly.
Well, Sean, it's been long for you because y'all never had a shot. So it's been
exactly.
Hey, we do now though. We got a shot.
He won those games.
Why? Because y'all got a coach. Y'all think y'all got Little Penny? Little Kenny.
We got something we ain't had since Rick left. I was just as wrong about Chris Mack as Sean was too.
L's down, man.
Ike said, I got everybody losing.
Adam, that's how I feel, Ike.
Adam said it's baseball season. So, Drew, who you got coming out of each side and meeting up in the championship matchup?
Well, I'll start on the obvious side. If you've seen any of my comments in the group lately, I got to go with Duke. Everybody's going to clown, say I'm an honorary fan. I always get all that stuff from the UK fans anytime I pick Duke, but there's money on the line, and trust, if they lose, I will be talking super bad to the Dukies, just as bad as y'all talk anyways. And then in the other game, I got to go with Kansas. I can't remember his name, the dude who tore his
Moore? I know his last name is Moore.
Yeah, Moore, dude who had the Achilles injury. man, he was a major player. He was on a roll in that
Mhm.
Houston. It kind of changed that game a little bit. Yeah, and not just your money too, dog. There's another pool that I'm in with a whole bunch of UK fans, and hey, that's beautiful because there's like so many entries, and I'd say 30, probably higher than that. Probably about 65% of the entries had UK winning it. So all you had to do is pick somebody else. And then the other popular picks were like Gonzaga and Arizona. Everybody's mostly out. There's only a few people left in these. But anyways, I got Kansas in the other game. I do think there's an off chance that Villanova could, like Kevin Ware's situation, play for Buddy, play their hearts out for him. They are a good team. I just think Kansas too long, too athletic, and they're going to be able to play defense and score with them, which is kind of what the problem Houston had. Is Houston went cold.
They could hit a shot from three.
Every
1 for
Houston
20.
beat them. I think it's the first time it's ever happened. They beat them in every statistical category, rebounding, everything. But they shot 1 for 20 from three, and Villanova shot 6, 7 or so. They hit a bunch. That's all I know. So yeah, I got Kansas and Duke.
Kansas and Duke. Sean, who you got, man, in the national championship game next Monday?
Well, being that I'm number 3 in the behind the game bracket challenge right now, I picked Kansas to win it. So obviously I gotta go with Kansas. And I think that UNC Duke game is going to be a war.
It is. I think it'll be
flat out war.
I think it'll be about 1 point, whoever wins.
But right now, the way they're playing, I gotta go with Duke.
They got vengeance on their mind.
Man, I can't believe we doing this.
Somebody got to come to the couch this weekend. Then it's down to the final 2, and everybody who watching already know who I'm with. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody, if you've been watching Beyond the Game for a while, y'all know that my guy Daniel Big Brew is a big Duke fan. So Daniel, the floor is yours, my guy. Who you got meeting in the championship matchup? Look at his face, man. Go ahead, Dan.
When he does this, he means business.
Go ahead, Dan. You got it, bro.
Hey, I always like Jay Wright. He's a professional. He wouldn't have smacked Chris Rock last night. But always got his suit up. Never stopped the truth. I respect him. I think Justin Moore's loss.
Justin Moore, okay.
Justin, thank you.
He's their second leading scorer. But they got a lot of guys that score around 10 points a game. They got about 7 guys that score 9 or more points. So I think they can still pull it off, but it'll have to be an ugly game, which is, they blue collar. I'm probably still going to go with Kansas. I feel like Miami was a little more athletic than Villanova, and in the second half, Kansas pulled away from Miami. I think not Gonzaga. I'm sorry. I think Villanova's better coached than Miami, though. So I'm still giving them a shot. Of course, in the second matchup, I've been saying it since the tournament started. I'm still not gonna say it.
Oh, man.
But I said if Duke got past that Texas Tech game, what was gonna happen? So of course I got Duke going to the ship.
Okay, so he got you. You said you got Duke and Kansas in the next. Okay, so pretty much everybody got Duke and Kansas, right?
Except you.
What you got? You got Nova too.
So on one side, the Kansas Villanova matchup, I'm gonna get Villanova in this matchup, man, because I'm gonna go with what Bruce said. They're gonna ugly the game up. They're gonna because they know they don't have the athletes to compete with Kansas at this stage right now. So they're gonna slow the tempo down as best as they possibly can, make the game ugly, make it if the refs, Sean Gurdon, allow them to bang and be physical and do not call these ticky-tack fouls, Sean Gurdon, I think Villanova has a chance to win that ball game. So I got Villanova beating Kansas, and then on the other side, y'all already know what it is, baby. Y'all already know what it is. Let me go ahead and get the Duke Blue Devils coming at the matchup, man, because I honestly think that the Duke Blue Devils got a lot of revenge on their mind with the Coach K losing at home thing. So they even, outside of it being the Final Four, they're motivated even more to avenge the loss against, Coach K on that final home court for Coach K. So they're going to be extra motivated, extra pumped. Man, to be quite honest, I see Duke coming out and hitting North Carolina in the mouth and going up 10-2 in like the first 5 minutes, bro. Like they're gonna be that amped to make a statement against North Carolina. Now, let me say this though. I apologize to Tar Heel Nation and Hubert Davis because I have not been the biggest fan of him all year long until recently. He turned it around, so I got to give him props and respect for what he did with the squad here lately.
For sure.
But at the same time, I do feel like Duke's gonna take this just for the reason Duke is probably playing the best basketball of any team that's left right now. And it's probably Duke 1 and North Carolina 1A as far as teams playing the best basketball at this point in time right now. So I'm gonna give the edge to Duke just because talent-wise, I feel like they're just a little bit better than we are. And like I said, they got their revenge factor on their mind. So I got Duke and Villanova in the national championship game. And I hate to say it, but hey, man, I'm just being objective right now, bro. Just being objective.
Q, I'm gonna say something to you, brother. You good at what you do. Damn all that. Take that damn North Carolina jersey hoodie off right now.
I can't be objective.
No, I can't be objective. Pick your team to win.
You know what,
man.
Ralph? You know what, Ralph? Fuck all that. North Carolina, Villanova rematch in the national championship.
Q, got a question for you.
Nah, Ralph, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Serious question.
I know what he's doing. That's why I said he's good at what he does, bro.
He's been doing it all tournament. He said
absolutely.
If you go back
Q, serious question for you.
Absolutely.
He's staying the course.
Q, I got a serious question for you.
What's up, big dog?
What is it you think that Hubert Davis did to turn it around?
It wasn't Hubert Davis. It was the team that they had after the Wake Forest loss, if memory serves me correct. It was in late January, early February. Armando Bacot and the team had a players-only meeting, and ever since that game, they have turned it around. Outside of the huge loss to Virginia Tech in the ACC tournament, it was that because they were playing selfish basketball pretty much up to that point because they didn't have an identity. New coach, he's trying to preach his philosophies, and everybody's trying to get there. And I believe within that team meeting, they was like, look, in order for us to become successful, we got to at least buy into what coach is saying. And in order for them to do that, Leaky Black, Caleb Love, and Bacot, which are pretty much the leaders of the team, bought in, and now we're kind of seeing the results. They just caught fire. So I don't think it's necessarily anything that he did. It's the players who had to come together to turn the season around to get back on track. So I think that's really what did. But Hubert Davis is a good coach, so I don't want to take away from him because he's been like in the St. Peter's game. He was picking and rolling St. Peter's to death. You know, like why couldn't UK do this? Like
facts. Q, thank you. Why couldn't UK do the same thing?
They had the same bigs we got, but they didn't do what we did, and we blew them out. Like you see what I'm saying?
Caleb Love drank that Buddy Love juice. That man ain't missed since the tournament started.
Yeah, he's been hot, man. He's been hot.
Each game, well, I ain't gonna say each game, but the last 3 games we've had a different star, whether it be RJ Davis and him going off, or Caleb Love going off, Leaky Black going off. So it's been a different player every game that has pretty much saved us up until this point. So like I said, and that's why I said I think it's more so the players. Hubert Davis has done a good job with X's and O's, putting these guys in the right positions. But the players, take I would say about 55% of the credit.
So do you think Hubert Davis is still the right man for that job?
Yes.
Yes, I think he's proven himself.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. He's proven himself because he's taken a mediocre-ish talented North Carolina team and gotten these guys to a Final Four where people thought they was going to lose to Baylor.
He got them to peak at the right time.
UCLA, and then people thought that St. Pete was going to run them off the floor. And each game, he's proven that he can coach. So I think Hubert Davis has been the right guy for the job.
Which round did y'all lose in last year?
What'd you say, Brew?
Did y'all lose in last year?
Shit, we was UK. We was 1 and done. We lost to Wisconsin the first game.
So he took almost the same team, and now y'all in the Final Four.
Yep.
Even though college basketball was kind of down, but regardless, he's in the Final Four.
Well,
Dan, I got a question for you, being a Duke fan.
Right time.
Do you think John Schneider is the right choice for Duke?
I do, and this is for the reason why. He's been doing a lot of recruiting for the last few years since Capel took that Pittsburgh job. Also, he won a championship as a player. So it's like 2 positives. Do I think you can pick up and do the Hubert Davis, though, first year, go to the Final Four? No, that's just honestly, it's the luck of the
It's a lot to ask for, yeah.
Right. Well, North Carolina's peaking at the right time, whereas a team like Kentucky peaked in January, December. You know, they were playing their best ball early in the year, and after their injuries, they just never got back to what they were. They were primed for an upset. I can't believe I took them to the damn Final Four.
Especially if you have a coach that's not going to make any adjustments. Especially if you have I'm done.
He's got to do something with that offense.
Older team. Hubert didn't get a team full of freshmen like Penny.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That also
Shire's going to get a whole new team next year because Paolo will be gone, Mark Williams be gone. I mean, half your five is gone.
Will be gone.
Yeah, so yeah, man.
What's Roach? He'll probably come back.
It'll be a great matchup. So I got North Carolina and Villanova in the championship game because you know what? Fuck all that. You know what? We're gonna ride this thing on now, man. I'm happy we in the Final Four.
Let's go.
I'll be the first to tell you I wasn't expecting this. So you know what? We here now, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so next year Louisville can be in the Final Four.
That's enough.
Right.
That's enough.
Year. Yeah. Hey, yes, we can. Don't let them lie to you. We got Kenny. We on the right track.
Y'all on the right track.
It's no coincidence that on the Friday Kenny got announced on the head coach. Friday evening, like 3 or 4 5-star kids said, "No, I'm done. I want to decommit."
But you know what though? I will say this: Louisville is going to be a big time player in the transfer portal coming up, especially with Kenny Payne.
College basketball.
Kenny Payne's a good recruiter, so
yeah.
They
look at Iowa State. Iowa State won 2 games last year. They were in the. Did they go all the way to the Sweet 16, or was it just?
It was Sweet 16.
Or Sweet 16. Okay,
I think
so. And they won 2 games last year. And the way college basketball set up, like the glorified free agency right now, it takes 1 year. Yeah. 1 year to get your team back right.
1 year. Speaking of 1 year, Deshaun Watson sat out for 1 year of the NFL while he had to deal with his legal situation and carrying on. And then he recently just got traded to the Cleveland Browns out of nowhere because everybody thought it was the Falcons, the Saints, and whoever else. But the Browns came up, said, "Nah, bro, we're going to give you this bag, and we want you to start off with Baker Mayfield."
Big bag.
So, speaking of Baker Mayfield, what is next for the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield? Daniel, go ahead. You got this one first.
Honestly, I think that the NFL, like I said, I'd say probably 25% of the owners still operate on a slave owner mentality. That he said he wanted to get out. They was like, well, pay all them chicks $10,000, get them to come forward, ruin this, tarnish. They didn't expect him to be in another jersey so fast. I think that even though that he didn't play last year, the NFL likes to be in control. They didn't deem those sanctions on him. So I think he will be suspended at least 4 games. I think aside from the fact that Cleveland couldn't get a first-round pick, which I don't know why they thought they could. If they would have said second, they might have got rid of him. I think they don't plan to trade him until mid-season. And the reason I think that is because they're going to need him from the first 4 games of the season because I think Deshaun will be suspended. After that, I don't know where he can go and start. I mean, the Broncos got a quarterback now.
Yeah, don't even say Broncos, bro.
Everybody,
we do not want Baker.
And don't even dare come down.
That's who I was gonna say, though. That's who I was gonna say. Send him to Philly.
As a quarterback,
send him to Philly.
Quarterback, they got somebody that they're trying to see what they are. You know what I mean? So I don't know what he's going to do.
But obviously they ain't one.
And he might do one of them timeshare backups. Like we're trying to see what this guy is. And give him 4 games and he don't play well, then they put Baker in. That's the only thing that I can see happening for him because Deshaun got that spot.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a good point. Sean, what's your thoughts, man? What's next for the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield in that situation?
I agree with Daniel. You're going to have to keep him for a little while, and then you're going to have to cut him. Because, I mean, there's no market for him. Nobody wants him. And you have already made it toxic that said we want a quarterback who's an adult. You already just called him childish. So go around the league's going to want to really trade for him and give up assets, or just wait till he gets cut and then you can sign him. If you think he's even a bridge or just somebody to have on your roster, you could probably get him on the cheap. So I think probably by mid-November, he's going to be cut.
Mm. So he says cut. Bruce says he's gonna be traded mid-season. Drew, what's your thoughts on Baker and what they should do with him? Or Browns and what they
All
should
right.
do with Baker?
So to piggyback off what Daniel and Sean said, I think Watson's going to get 6 games. So I think the smart, or what they're trying to do right now, is to keep him while they have to weather through that until they at least find out what the punishment is. Here's the problem: that it's messy, as Sean said. It's gotten super messy. They're calling him childish. He wants out. You're not going to want to put a quarterback out there for 4 to 6 games, especially that long of a quarter of your season or a little longer than your season, when he don't want to be there. You're gonna have a James Harden and Brooklyn situation. No offense, Daniel. So we ain't got time for that today. but yeah. So they're gonna have to cut him, Sean. Or trade him. I'm sorry, not cut him. Sean, you're forgetting your number one rule, as we always talk about in the NFL. It is a quarterback-driven league. There is somebody out there that will throw a 4th pick, like even Daniel said, a 2nd probably would have got him gone. Now, like we've alluded to, there's not much of a market for a quarterback right now. But I bet that Chicago would be willing to take a look at him. I would also say, let's see, I would have said Houston, but they could have easily got him in the trade. So obviously they don't want him. They're cool with Davis Mills as quarterback. So yeah, Indy's got their quarterback. Hell no, he ain't coming there. Washington's good for this season at least. Pittsburgh's got.
How about New Orleans?
How about Carolina?
New Orleans.
New Orleans just re-signed Jameis to what, 28 mil? So I think they
When they do that.
Carolina.
Yeah, it's a 2-year deal.
From Sam
Probably
Darnold.
last week.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's
I didn't
right.
see that.
I forgot about that. And I mean, in Carolina, he's not much of an upgrade from Sam Darnold. I mean, he's younger. Or actually, no, I think they came in the same year.
age.
So
Yeah.
What about Seattle?
They see Seattle probably that's probably his most potential landing spot. But from everything you hear from Pete Carroll, now granted he was saying the same thing about Russell Wilson, they're ready to ride with Drew Lock. So
Good luck.
we'll see.
Yeah, good luck.
I bet after the picks that Seattle has acquired, it'd be nothing to them to throw a 3rd, 4th, 5th something over there to get him. But they're not going to. Ain't nobody in their right mind going to give up a 1st for Baker Mayfield.
Before I let Ralph cook on this, if I'm a team, why am I trading you anything when I know you really don't want the guy any damn way? Like, I'm gonna just wait this damn
Wait
thing
it out. That's exactly what I was about to say.
Worst case
exactly what I was
scenario,
about to say.
we a bad team and we get a higher draft pick next following season. Any damn way can get a quarterback. So
and then I don't need you.
Yeah. So what am I doing by trading you a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th? Hell, even a 5th round pick for this guy. Like Sean said, I'll just wait for you to cut him, and then may the best team win. But like y'all said, nobody's checking for homie though. So there's no market.
Right.
If there wasn't a market for Odell Beckham Jr., then there for damn sure ain't going to be a market for Baker Mayfield, who was the guy throwing Odell Beckham Jr.
Was Baker on his last year? Baker's on his last year of his deal. I mean, this is last year of his rookie contract coming up. Right. So
yeah,
I'm not for sure.
He could just rather than cut him, they could just let him sit the bench and go away in the offseason.
So again, it makes more sense, like y'all saying, if Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended X amount of games, well, I might as well hold on to Baker. And if I'm the Browns management, I go to Baker or his representatives to say, hey, look, this is what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun's going to be suspended for, let's just say hypothetically, the first 6 games. You ball out, we will trade you to where you want to go, but you need to give us this for 6 games. Therefore, it helps out everybody. So therefore,
I don't think he can do it.
But then it gives
Baker
Baker
a buyer. Gotta have a buyer.
But they give Baker more incentive to, instead of pouting his way out of Cleveland, say, all right, look, I'm gonna ball out these 6 games. So therefore, teams will be like, hold on, maybe he is good, and they'll take that chance and trade something for him. So it's got to be a win-win for everybody.
Because
Ralph, I want to give you a good point about the Quidog real quick. Your boy Dak did this. He caused this because Baker, if he was smart,
that's not
riding
my
off that
anymore.
Kansas City. I forgot. My bad. He cost you a dinner. My bad, dog.
Absolutely.
My bad. Baker was riding high after they lost to the Chiefs that year.
Mm-hmm.
They offered him a good contract that was above what his value is right now.
Right.
He thought He listened to his agent, and he
Mhm.
thought, if I go ball out this year like we're expected to, I'm going to make Dak Prescott money.
Mm.
He took his chance.
Backfired.
And now look at him.
That's what you get, boy.
When betting on yourself goes wrong. But Ralph, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Lamar
You
better
said it.
listen.
When betting
Lamar
on
better
yourself
listen.
goes wrong. I mean, I think y'all kind of said it, bro. I've never been the biggest Baker Mayfield fan. I feel like he was a decent college quarterback, but as far as NFL quarterback, I definitely don't want him leading my franchise. I've made it kind of clear, like, there's really no market for Baker Mayfield. If he was a decent quarterback, he's been a starting quarterback, somebody would have already tried to grab him.
Yeah.
I would have already grabbed him. What is the asking price for Baker Mayfield at this time? I don't even know.
There's
what
no
the
market.
There's no market, so
wanted
there
to
can't be
say
no
ask for
asking
a
price.
first,
So at the
and
end
they
of the
got
day,
nothing.
what do? You either cut him or you just ride it out. And you know what I'm saying? Most teams are just going to wait and see what the Browns choose to do. But I don't know what you do with Baker Mayfield at this point. I just don't see the potential in Baker Mayfield. I think the ceiling's already there. Other people might feel differently, but I think the ceiling is already there with them. A lot of people have just said a little bit more talented Johnny Manziel is kind of what he's shown. So I honestly, if you ask me, I think he is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. I think he is a better quarterback than Drew Lock. So as far as teams, I think the Carolina Panthers would be a good fit, and I do also think Seattle would be a good fit just because they don't have a quarterback, and let Drew Lock be a backup or whatever type of trade they might want to do. But honestly, don't know what you do with Baker at this point, bro. With no market, what do you do?
Let me give y'all a team real quick. New
Go
York
ahead.
Giants.
Even them, maybe.
Oh,
I think Baker
Please,
Mayfield's a better quarterback
please.
than Daniel Jones. So even maybe the New York Giants.
Please sign Baker
Drew,
Mayfield.
I'm trying to give y'all
What?
2 wins. I'm trying to give y'all
What's
2
the
wins.
what's the
Drew.
GM's name? Let's call him, dog. Hey, call Rick. Call Rick, man.
Get him on the phone right now. Get him-
I think
Yeah, we need to get this deal done. I give them something. They can have something for me.
Jalen ain't guaranteeing y'all no wins. You
Nah,
better stop that.
hey, shoot.
You better stop
we
that.
got Wentz. If
Hurts
we
ain't
put Wentz
guaranteed.
and Baker in the same division
All right.
with
Wentz is
good
gonna
Lord,
bust y'all.
it'll be Philly versus Dallas.
I got the Commanders against the Eagles.
Nah, he ain't.
Man, you better stop it because I'm already taking somebody's money over this. You want to get in on it too?
I got the Commanders over the Eagles,
Please
man.
tell me you got the Commanders to take the division. I bet you $100 they ain't gonna win.
I don't know.
Do it,
We'll
Ralph.
talk about it later. We'll talk about
Do
it
it,
later.
Ralph.
All right.
Be in the hole, man.
No, I'm good.
Hey, nah, but I think he needs to go somewhere where it's more pass happy because you really can't see what he is because he's playing in such a run heavy offense.
That's true
So
too.
if they're gonna run the ball 30 times a game, he's only going. I mean, you don't get to get a rhythm. You know what I mean? Like they might run 5 times in a row before you pass. And then
Yeah,
they might
but run game can be a quarterback's best friend.
That's what I was going to say.
He
Hey,
had
For a legit
talent at
quarterback.
receivers.
so
Even
Daniel,
for a
let me ask
bad
you this.
quarterback.
Are they running the ball because they don't trust him?
But look at it like this.
That's
When
They
he
have some
won
pretty
the
tough running backs too. You
When
got to
he
give
runs-
them the football.
when he won the Heisman, he threw like 48 touchdowns. Why did he throw 48
Mhm.
touchdowns? Because they was passing all
Oh
the
yeah, for sure.
Or to get
CD
Yeah,
with,
but
Lamb.
you can throw for 35 touchdowns to Oklahoma's offense.
but what I'm saying is, for you to get what you thought you were getting when you drafted him, based on the numbers from Oklahoma, he has to go to an offense where he's passing a lot.
That's true.
He can't go.
spread. Yeah,
That's
spread
always
type
key
off.
with,
But dude, he
with
had
quarterbacks getting in the right
Jarvis
position.
Landry, Odell Beckham Jr., and David Njoku, and he
Austin
pissed
Hooper.
all 3 of them off.
Outside of
And
Odell,
Hooper.
Jarvis Landry. He's gonna get you a bunch of first down. I mean,
He be on the Rams roster this upcoming season.
hope
But speaking of this upcoming season, Big Blue Nation is divided right now on Coach
Divided.
Cal after their first round exit to the St. Peter's Peacocks, losing to them 105-17 in the first round. Yep, the 105-17. That's what
So
UK lost,
it's so disrespectful, man.
the only play, and Oscar Sheway scored all
They got
17
pulled Will
points for
Smith on
UK.
him, huh?
I'm asking the question: does UK have a Coach Cal issue? Sean, go ahead. You got the first one on this one, man.
I think the UK fan base is getting tired of not making Final Four runs. But look, I think Carolina went through this. I think Duke went through it. I think Louisville just went through it. if you get rid of Coach Cal, who do you going to get? You're not getting Kenny Payne now.
We don't want him.
Who are you? Yeah, you don't want him now.
Shush. You ain't getting him.
You're not
Let
getting
him
him.
talk.
Kenny Payne won those games. But a year ago, or 3-4 years ago, you asked Kentucky fans who did they want after Cal. Everybody said Kenny Payne. But now he's off the table. Who are you going to get? Mark
Drinking the
Few's not
Kool-Aid.
leaving. Apparently, Carolina called Mark Few, and he's like, "No, I'm good." Jay Rice not leaving Villanova.
Maybe.
His wife.
No,
His wife. No, he ain't.
He's not
I
leaving
promise you, his
Villanova.
wife makes over $1 million in Philly. He ain't leaving Philly.
And she got enough
You know what I'm
money to
saying?
get him a private jet back and forth.
They offered him to coach the Sixers, and he said, "No, I'm cool."
I mean, serious question. Who's out there that you can say
Shush,
can take over
Donovan.
one of these blue bloods?
I don't know, man.
Exactly.
Jeez. You're just talking to a frustrated fan.
So no, I don't think Cal's going anywhere
Eric
anytime
Musselman.
soon because right now there's not a better option.
Eric Musselman.
There ain't a better
Maybe.
option. I'm gonna go ahead and give mine real quick. And Daniel, you probably gonna relate to this a little bit. What I'm about to say is, why are y'all so like? I don't get the frustration with Cal, right? Because the people who are complaining now, were y'all complaining in 2012 when he got y'all a chip with being one and done? So don't cry and complain now about how players are one and done. And I'm tired of Coach Cal and his players first system. No. Y'all was celebrating that players first system in 2012 when y'all won it. So be happy that y'all got the coach now that still brings those type of players
It's
in
the
here.
Janet Jackson syndrome. What have you done for me lately?
But the thing is that Coach Cal got so much game. He got Big Blue Nation convinced that he's this great coach so much that they gave him a lifetime contract. So do y'all think Coach Cal
Big
gives a shit
buyout.
about losing the first round exit? He don't give a damn, because guess what? In order to get rid of that man, you're gonna have to pay a whole lot of
Pay
money.
me. Pay me.
What is it, like $48 million buyout?
So
It's crazy,
so
bro.
he's good either way it goes. And here's my other problem with UK fan base. If you're a great coach, you've coached long enough to where you're gonna have some bad tournament losses on your resume. Daniel, you can speak to this. When y'all lost to Lehigh and Mercer, was they saying fire Coach K? Hell no. It was just some horrible ass tournament losses. But the moment UK loses, we got to get Cal out of here. It's like, damn, like all great coaches go through this. Like, you're gonna have some bad tournament losses on your resume. Coach K, Roy Williams, Jim Boeheim, who Tom Izzo. Think about it like this, BBN, real quick before I turn it over to Ralph. Virginia was the only number 1 seed to ever lose to a 16 ranked team. What they do the next season? Won the goddamn title. They didn't say let's fire our coach. They didn't say let's turn over the program. They came right back and won a national championship the very next damn year. I ain't saying UK gonna do that because y'all got at least 10 more years for y'all win a chip because y'all are trash. But that's neither here nor there right now. All I'm saying is y'all made this bad BBN. You gotta lay in it, bro. It is what it is. But Brew, what's your thoughts on it, big bro?
I mean, similar to what you said. And I think this is the difference, though. UK was picked to be a Final Four team by even a lot of analysts and, of course, fans. Coach K has some horrible losses. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Virginia. Virginia was a 1 seed, so they was at least expected to go to 16. Duke's horrible losses wasn't with teams that were projected to go to the Final Four, so that's why it also wasn't as bad. Like that team with Austin Rivers and Mason Plumlee was a weak team to me. I think it was a hell of a coaching job by Coach K to even get them to a 2 seed because that team was – I had no confidence. When we played teams like North Carolina, Florida State that was good then, I didn't know if we had a chance to win or not. That team was weak. Cal had a team that if he coached them right, they should have been in the Final Four. I don't like Severe Wheeler, but everybody else on the team was solid. So I think they kind of fucked themselves by giving them a lifetime contract, which technically is not a lifetime contract. The actual coaching part was 10 years, which means he technically would have 7 years left. Well, 2022 would be the 3rd year, so he would have 8 seasons left. The buyout would be like $56 million, and it would decrease to around $6 million every year for the next 8 years. So they would waste hundreds of $millions to get rid of him. So that's dumb. So they're kind of stuck with them because it was a 10-year coaching deal, and then he got to get something like sports athletic, not athletic director, but he was like sports something in the office. So
Moves up into the administration.
option. Yeah, he was something in administration. I don't think they have an option. I think there's a few coaches out there that could replace him. But like you said, 5 years ago when I said UK cares more about celebrating draft picks than they do hanging banners, it was fine. They still was happy with Cal. Yay, we got Cal. Now they want to get rid of the man. It's still the same thing. Y'all still gonna have two or three
The high draft picks, or
celebrate that. That's how I feel about it.
Hey, there it is. And Adam can't say all of BBN. You're right, Adam. I don't mean all of BBN, but it's a large pocket of BBN people who are upset with Cal, but y'all was celebrating the same 2012 championship with these same type of players. So you can't have it both ways, BBN. You can't have it all, bro. Drew, what's your thoughts, man, before I let Ralph go? Because I know he got a lot to say on this topic.
Just by the way he's holding his hand over his mouth.
He's trying to console it. He's trying to keep everything in.
BBN, Adam Kent, the rest of y'all, listen to me. I'm going to tell y'all something my daddy told me a long time ago. Do not look a gift horse in the mouth. All right. Basically, what we're saying is kind of what everybody else alluded off to. But you ain't never heard that, Ralph? Do not look a gift horse in the mouth.
It's old people saying.
My dad's some old school stuff.
I got you.
And what he's saying is kind of what everybody else is alluding to. What are y'all going to get? What is out there? Yes, you can get some young and up and coming coach, but as far as track records, as far as the kind of players y'all going to bring in, there's not really anybody. Now, I will say this: I seen the 7-year comparison that was getting thrown around for weeks between him and Tubby. Afterwards, that is my thing. I used to cut Paul Miller's yard back in the day. I think I've told y'all that before. I've seen the for sale signs that was in Tubby Smith's yard. Their yards backed up to each other out there. So I think it's hypocritical. The difference you see in some of the fan base, because they're split right now. There's a big divide. Half of UK's fan base thinks it's time for him to go. They've had enough of his act. And the other half is kind of saying a little bit of what I'm saying. And it's, you're not going to get much better. You just need to calm down. National championships are not easy to win. You've got to go on a 7-game win streak. The SEC's probably been the best it's been in a while, but the stat that I heard the other day, it's been years or a decade or so since a team who has won a conference tournament title won the national championship. You think about that. You've got to win at the very least 10 games in a row against good teams. You're not just playing Gardner Webb and Transy. You're playing Tennessee, Arkansas, Duke, all in a row. Now this year they ran into St. Peter's. I think it should ease UK's fans a lot more that they went on the run they did. If St. Peter's would have turned around and lost to Murray State, they might have had a little more of a gripe and complaint. But obviously St. Peter's was a well-coached team. What wins you games in the tournament is guard play. They had 4 of the best guards in the tournament. I think, honestly, I know other teams are getting attention, but if you're paying attention to what these Duke guards are doing right now, you're seeing why Duke's winning these games. These guards are controlling the game from the tip to finish. Every game, Duke's had a little short run where it's like they weren't ready. Their nerves are getting going. Kay calls a timeout. Next thing you know, that little lead that the team's built out's gone. But back onto the subject at hand. Yeah, that's coaching right there. That is the difference between what Duke has and what Duke is losing and what UK has. Cal is more of a player's guy. He's not an authoritarian. He's not going to call a timeout and chew your ass for missing a defensive assignment. He's just going to put your ass on the bench and tell you why. Just like I noticed he did with Grady a lot in that game that he should have been doing more all year long. I don't know what Grady's problem is, but if you put a hand in that kid's face, he was scared. You just had to get near him, and he was scared to shoot. Exactly. Best shooter on the team, and that is always Cal's problem. He needs to get a shot doctor, a shot coach, something in there that can help these kids, because every year their problem is they fizzle out because they cannot hit jumpers in the time. Ever since they lost the Harrison twins, they don't have a guard that can hit clutch shots when it comes down time to win a ball game. They've got a big dude. Go ahead, Sean.
I also heard another coach say when you scout Kentucky, you don't have to prepare for a lot of sets.
You don't.
They don't run
He's a
that.
player's coach.
It's
He's a
well,
player's coach.
It's a
He
dribble
relies
drive
on his
offense.
basketball
Haven't y'all heard
players
that many
just being
times?
better than yours.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, and making plays at
Thinking
the
we can get to
rim
the basket.
and get to the basket. He just resigned. He's going to be more athletic and just got better basketball players.
And that
there's
made
not a lot
sense
of
when we were
stats
getting
that-
players like John Wall. That made sense when
The
we had a
top five
platoon team.
players. Right.
We don't have those same talented players on our team. Tata wasn't. But go ahead and finish. Before I get
No,
started.
keep going, Ralph. You're good. You're good.
Nah, before
I
I
gotta
let
do-
Ralph cook,
Anyways.
see, that's the problem between Coach Cal and other great coaches. Other great coaches adjust their teams to the
Mhm.
players. Coach Cal has one system, one way,
Mhm.
regardless of what players are coming in and out of UK.
That's what's
It's
been his
one
demise.
system, one way. Versus these other great coaches, they look at their roster and they conduct the team and the type of style that they're going to play based on their personnel. And that's what makes them great coaches. Coach Cal's like, same offense, run it again.
Or
Ralph,
you call it
now that
timeout,
Worldwide
or
Boss
you
ain't
call it
hanging
timeout,
around.
and you can draw up something to get you a bucket.
Ralph, floor is yours,
He
man.
doesn't score out of
Talk
timeouts a
to
lot.
us about your UK Wildcats, man.
Oh, my turn. Okay. So you guys make all great points, but it's something Q says all the time. Damn all that. I was about to
Ah,
send
my
out a
God.
mass text to all y'all after we lost to St. Peter's. Like, hey, y'all busy? We about to go move Coach Cal out of Lexington. Honestly, man, there is trouble in paradise, but like all of y'all have alluded to, what are you gonna do? Who you gonna hire next? How you gonna pay all that money to Coach Cal and still be able to hire a legit coach? So there is trouble in paradise because 10 years ago we won a championship. That's 10 years ago. We're 10 years later, and talent to me is getting worse than it was at that point when we won the championship. Again, as all y'all have alluded to, Coach Cal is not a coach. Hot Dog says it all the time. He's a salesman. He's a player's coach. Hey, man, I love that you get along with your players. I love that you want to establish great relationship with your players. But that is not going to win us championships. That is not going to win us the crucial games when we need to make a play, when we need to draw up a play. I'm like, y'all, I think if he doesn't want to be a coach, hire an assistant coach that can do the X's and O's, that can draw up the play that's needed in the crucial moments. I'm frustrated with Cal, but at this point, I don't say just go out and get rid of him.
Okay.
As much as I want to, I mean, you can't just get rid of somebody because
You can't.
Where do you go next? And
that's
if
the
where you
thing.
go next is going to be worse than what you currently have,
Brad.
what's the use?
They going to Brad, Nick.
And back to the point I was making is that there's no up and coming coach where you can say, okay, that's it. I can see, like when Coach Cal came along, he wasn't up and coming, but he's already had UMass success. He was assistant coach at the 76ers at the time. Like he was at Memphis as well, had success there. So you could see, okay, this guy can get recruits. We can win with this guy. So you can see that all of the dinosaurs that we grew up watching are slowly being phased out of the game as far as coaches are concerned.
Absolutely, bro.
Cal's next.
There's no middle-aged coach that's like taking over. Well, middle-aged coaches taking over. Well, I say Jay Wright. I take that back. Jay Wright is probably the only coach that comes to mind that is at an elite level, but still young enough to where he still got at least 15 more years, 10 good more years. 15
Stevens,
more
but he's
years.
up in the office.
I think
now.
he should spend about 7 of those in Lexington.
I mean, and you still got Mark Few, but nobody believes that he can win a title. So nobody's really that high on Mark Few like that.
He's
So to
old.
me, Jay Wright's the only guy that can really do anything
Replace
for
him.
UK. And
Yep.
I don't see him leaving Villanova.
Brad Stevens is coming out of Boston's front office.
He keep on saying Brad Stevens, man. Come on, speak it into existence, Drew.
Go ahead and get Kevin Sampson, man.
Hey, he ain't coming out of they ain't.
I know he's in a good position in Boston, man. Boston's looking good. Stevens ain't going nowhere.
Stevens ain't going nowhere.
Speaking
He's
of
got a
Brad
GM
Stevens
job.
and the Boston Celtics, last topic of the day. The Brooklyn Nets got Kyrie make 'em dance Irving back full time as the mandate has been lifted. Funny how it all of a sudden got lifted as soon as the baseball lockout ended. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So anyways,
Come on, LeBron, chill out.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying.
if that was the case, y'all should have just lifted the mandate to begin with. Like, why the hell y'all? But anyways, so the Brooklyn Nets recently, I mean, as of right now, set as the 9th seed. Like y'all alluded to, the Boston
crazy,
Celtics
bro.
have been the best team since the All-Star break, as they're now sitting in first place in the East. The Miami Heat on a little slide, as they are 4-6 in their last 10 games, which has caused some people to think that they are ducking and dodging the Brooklyn Nets. So with Kyrie now being full-time, are the top teams in the East scared of the Nets? Sean, I'll let you go ahead and cook first on this one.
Wouldn't you be?
Nope.
What?
Wouldn't you be? I mean, look, I don't watch a lot of NBA into the playoffs, so you mean y'all know a lot more about this than me. But if I gotta see KD and Kyrie in the first round, yeah, I think I'll be a little nervous.
Hey, that's an honest assessment right there. Ralph, are the top teams in the East, Brooklyn sitting at 9. They are tied with the Hornets for 8th place. They currently are 2 games behind the Cavs for the 7th seed, 3 games behind the Raptors for the 6th, so forth and so on. So are the top teams in the East scared of the Brooklyn Nets right now?
No disrespect, Drew, because I don't ride with the Nets like you, but I am a huge KD fan. So I'm right there with you. But the answer to my question is no. Why are they gonna be scared of the Nets just because Kyrie can play?
Is that how we feel?
I mean, no disrespect. I mean, I know Kyrie's a great player, and KD's a great player, but I mean, you might not want to play those two people in the first round, but I don't know, man. I just don't think it's that much of a threat, man. They still have a team around them that I don't trust. You got KD, you got Kyrie, and you got everybody else. So I don't think it add much of a threat. Good luck to Kyrie. I'm glad that Kyrie gets to play. You can't force a man to take a shot. So I'm glad that he didn't have to take a shot in order to play. So I do like that, but my answer is no.
So before I let Brew and Drew cook on this, I feel like they got a lot to say. They on opposite ends right now, as James Harden's now for the 76ers, and Drew's got, KD and Kyrie for the Brooklyn Nets. So the top 4 seeds is, as of right now today, Celtics 1, Miami 2, Milwaukee 3, 76ers 4. The only team I feel like is not scared of the 76ers is Milwaukee. Everybody else I feel like might be a little scared of the Brooklyn Nets. Especially
why, bro?
Daniel,
I don't get it.
I'm sorry. The 76ers are scared to death of the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh,
man.
They are, man. They are scared to death of the Brooklyn
Let Daniel
Nets.
talk, man. I can't handle this.
You see him unbothered. You don't know what
So the top teams know one particular team that's not afraid of them is the Milwaukee Bucks, because I feel like they're like, okay, yeah, James Harden was hobbled. Kyrie got injured, but we still was able to beat them. And a lot of people don't believe that their title was as significant because they didn't play a fully healthy the Brooklyn Nets team. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks actually do want to see the Brooklyn Nets for real, just so they can prove people wrong and try to beat them to prove a point. But as far as everybody, the Miami Heat, I would say they scared because the Miami Heat are good defensively. But if it comes into a scoring match, they ain't got nobody who can put up 30 plus per game every night to compete with KD and Kyrie. So they already know they out of it. The Boston Celtics, they don't have enough firepower. Yes, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been playing great since the All-Star break, and they've been very, very good defensively. But as we've seen in the playoffs, the Boston Celtics always come up short the past couple of years. The Philadelphia 76ers, they got James Harden and Doc Rivers. Say no more about that. So, to me, only team that ain't scared is
they don't have Joel Embiid.
Who's that?
Oh wow! Okay. Wow. Okay.
Who's that?
Whoa.
Who's that?
Did he say something about LeBron's mom or something? Why you?
No, I'm just y'all tell me when Joel Embiid done something in the playoffs, because didn't they get beat by the Atlanta Hawks?
It's getting hot in here.
Didn't they get beat by the Atlanta Hawks?
He balled
this year.
No, last playoffs. In the playoffs.
Why are we talking about last year?
Has the playoffs started this year yet?
Why you acting like Skip? Stop that.
I'm just saying.
Joel,
Joe, when it was superstar versus superstar, Joel versus Trey, because Ben Simmons was a no-show, so we ain't even going to exclude him. Superstar versus superstar. How did that turn out?
So
last
because of last year, Joel can't do anything in this year's playoffs.
year? Okay. What about the year before that? What did Joel Embiid do?
You keep going back to the past. We talk about the present.
Well, what has the playoffs started, Ralph?
Why are we basing everything off the past? I don't get what 2021 has to do with 2022. I'm
Okay.
confused.
So what this season shows you that Joel Embiid is ready to take that next step and get the 76ers to the Eastern Conference Finals? Please tell me, let me know, because I ain't seen shit.
Well, what we first have to do is allow the games to be played, and then we can make that determination. But I'm confused. Did he say something about LeBron?
So let me
I'm
look
confused. Why are you taking personal shots at Embiid?
So
He
if
didn't
the
say nothing about your
76ers
boy.
are that good, why are they in the 4th seed?
Because they're
If-
not 5 in their last 14 games.
Well, we want to talk about the 4th seed, but Showboy might not even make playoffs.
Hold on,
But-
let me
we
look,
can continue on.
let me look at the
We're
bottom.
gonna talk about the past. LeBron
all
made
the top
he won a
teams
championship in the bubble,
East
right?
Scared of the Nets. What the hell this got to do with LeBron?
Because I want to know why you was taking personal
What the hell
shots at
this gotta do
Embiid.
with LeBron?
You take it. Only time I know you get personal is when somebody says something about LeBron. So I just was wondering.
I'm trying to
I
figure
just was
out
wondering.
how did the Joel
okay?
Embiid topic become LeBron James?
I just I was kidding a
Lakers
little
are
bit.
trash. We've established that 2 months ago.
I'm just
Joel
wondering why you
Embiid
taking
is
personal shots at
trash. We
Embiid
established
about
that
last
today.
year. Last year, Embiid was trash last year. You talking about damn?
Okay, so I'll put it to you like this: you are only as good as your last playoff series. How do you do?
Yes, sir. You're right. Continue on.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'm confused.
so Daniel, your 76ers are the top teams in the East afraid of the Brooklyn Nets now that Kyrie's playing full time?
First things first, let's make this clear. I am not a 76ers fan. I honestly, when he first said he would like to go to Brooklyn or the 76ers, I didn't understand the move outside of Daryl Morey. I do like Joel Embiid. You can go back about 5 years. I used to say that Embiid was the best big man in the league over Karl Anthony Towns. But I don't think it's nothing. I think right now they're trying to find out their chemistry. Some of their players have been in the lineup. I think they need to play Korkmaz more. When Korkmaz came in, scored 18. Shake Milton had 20. I think they're trying to find their chemistry because now it knocks Tobias Harris down to that third option, and he just can't be consistent to save his life. It seems like he's finding a little bit of consistency now that they've been together for about 10 games. He had 12 the game before last. The last game he had 18. So I don't think they're scared. I said the Bucks were going to come out of the East anyway. I've already said that. Once they added Ibaka, I felt like they're too versatile. They got 3 good guards, then they got 3 good versatile bigs. They're definitely not scared. I think the only way the Nets can match up with the Bucks is if Ben Simmons comes back in basketball shape. Because if not, hell, Drummond can't do nothing.
Is he gonna play?
Well, I don't think he is.
I think he's done for the season.
I do too. But Drummond can't handle Giannis. Kevin Durant damn sure can't. Then you got Bobby Portis averaging 16 a game. I just don't see them. The only team I think that's worried, honestly, is Miami.
Yeah.
I said Miami's team wasn't that good 2 years ago. I mean, they're good enough to win games. Like, I played Charlotte tonight. I played the Knicks today. But when you play in Brooklyn every night, or you playing every night, nah. And question, because I didn't look this up yet. So if you are in the 10th seed, because I think they were changing the playoff format. If you're in the 10th seed, is there 2 playing games or is it just still the 8-9?
Just the 8-9.
It's 2 playing games because remember when they started it, the Golden State Warriors played the Lakers, right? And then Golden State lost, and then they had to play Memphis, and then the winner of those 2 got the last spot.
But see, they said it was a 1-year thing for that because last year it was just the Lakers and Warriors, and
that's what I thought too. Yeah,
I could have swore the Golden State Warriors played the Grizzlies last year.
Memphis played somebody first. Who was the 10 seed last year?
I don't remember them playing the Warriors, though.
That's
So
okay.
the
That's how it is.
the 7-8 and the 9-10 play, and the winners meet, and whoever, or I'm sorry, the loser meets the winner of the 9-10. The loser of the 7-8 meets the winner of the 9-10. I promise you.
I thought it was the AC. So you got the AC is what it is. So the 9 and 10 play each other, and the winner of the 9 and 10 play the AC.
Yeah.
Loser of the
And then the
7-8.
winner of that,
whoever wins that 7-8 game
look.
gets the 7,
Right.
and then so if you're the 8 seed, you got 2 chances, but if you're the 9th or 10th seed, you got 1 shot. Basically, you can't lose. You
Right.
can't lose a game.
Right.
You can lose a game if you're the 7 or 8, because then you'll play the winner of the 9-10.
The Brooklyn can play the Hawks in the first playing game and not
get beat.
Yeah. So that's another reason. It's too much up in the air right now because nobody saw. I kind of saw it, but in the group we in, we got some Kyrie and KD heads.
That's all they love.
Oh,
Here we go.
If Charlotte made a run, I could see them passing Brooklyn, and they ended up doing it because they were like 4 games behind. But I was like, there's still 20 games left, so I think they can catch them, and they did. I don't know if it stays like that, but the Nets definitely have some more L's coming up. They definitely got some
Forward.
But
That was a fluke ass lot. They barely lost last night. That's because KD and Kyrie couldn't hit water if they fell out of a damn boat.
Oh man.
hey,
They shouldn't have lost that game. That was a bad loss. I'll give it to them, but they couldn't hit broadside of a barn last night.
They got to get ready to go to Atlanta too. That's probably going to be.
That's not them two being off is not. I would put $100 down. They both don't have an off night at the same time again.
He rides for his guys.
And then and if they make it to a 7-game series, don't nobody want to see them because there's not anybody in the East that can beat them 4 games out of 7.
Yes, it is.
And if Ben comes back, and all he can literally not score, play defense, and help run the offense. That's all he's got to do. And he's a better Bruce Brown. He's a better.
Yeah, you gotta put some more respect on Boston, man. Boston's legit, man.
Boston will give them problems. As they already have. They were full strength besides Ben last time they played Boston, and Jason Tatum dropped 50 points on them. Their problem is defense. The Nets have to figure out an identity defensively in this last week of the season, and that's why they won't win it this year. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to win it this year. Yeah, I got Nets in 5 up, blah, 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 and I'm going to talk my shit the rest of the season and tell you they're going to win it all. But realistically, because of the timing of all this, I don't know what's wrong with Bakhtiari, boy. Y'all know how I felt about the trade. I've come around on it because Drummond and Curry give us 2 needs that we absolutely needed in rebounding, and another shooter with Joe Harris being done for the year. If Ben comes back and can give us rebounding and defense, that's all rebounding defense and help run the offense, they might have a chance. But
Who
there's not
is
enough
Ben
time.
Simmons, bro?
Drew. Ben Simmons comes back. You change your mind. Y'all going to the finals?
Not enough time.
Okay.
Now next year, when they've got a whole offseason to do this, if you've been listening to KD and Kyrie here lately, it's almost like they've reserved to the fact too that if they're going to win it this year, it's an uphill battle, and that what they're really trying to do is get everything together. You can't build championship chemistry in a week. It's impossible. And Ben would have had to. I thought Ben would have been back Sunday. I still got a sneaky suspicion you're going to get an update here in the next day or two that he is cleared, he's ready to go, and he'll be playing the very next game. It's wishful thinking partially.
That's exactly what
I want to see what he's got.
Thinking. That's how that is.
When the mandate came down, that's what made me think it, because of the mood when they dropped that mandate, the mood in the Sixers, with on their Twitter and everything on that had been, damn that mandate, blah blah blah. As soon as that mandate flipped, everything dropped and switched from. Now they're talking about Ben. Now they're updating on Ben every freaking 3 hours. He got a epidural. And all that extra stuff that he's done with his back. And then he traveled. Yeah, he had an epidural, the same thing my wife got before we had our child. Because of his back, he needed the backiotomy, whatever. Well, I'm gonna believe him. I'm gonna quit dogging him because I gotta cheer for him now anyway.
Ain't it hard to believe though, Drew? I know you a fan.
Yeah.
Of the Nets.
Oh, bro.
Just some of the stuff that comes out of his camp, I just don't believe it. I'm like, where do y'all come up with this?
He's a
I know that I'm slighting a LeBron guy, but Rich Paul as much good as he's done for players in the NBA, he is hurting the game of basketball. Is my honest opinion on him. He's great for the players, but he's hurting the game. Yeah, there you go.
It is. It is a topic for next week.
As far as the Sixers,
so yeah, Ben comes back, gives us anything. I like us to get to at least the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wow.
I think we're getting to the Eastern Conference Finals regardless. Look, they beat the shit out of Miami just the other night. They just smacked Miami around. The only team they haven't smacked around that's one of the top teams lately is Boston. They smacked around Milwaukee the last time they played them with just Kyrie. There was no KD. Just Kyrie smacked them, and all they were missing was Brook Lopez. Okay? That you saw what they did to Philly. You saw what they did to Philly. All right, we don't need to keep going with that one. Okay? And then Miami's a train wreck right now.
Now they are.
I would be surprised if Miami doesn't slip down to that 4 seed where Philly's at currently, just because they're not getting along in the locker room. They're not getting along in the locker room, and they're scared to death because, like Q alluded to, they have not one person that can go shot for shot with Kyrie or with Kyrie.
I just don't like the term that y'all using. They not scared. They're not scared.
Okay,
they may not want to play them, but they're not scared, bro.
Okay, you're right. Scared is too
an awful funny time to play their worst basketball of the season. An awful funny time to pick.
How about concern? What about concern, Ralph?
I like concern.
Miami is weak. They have nobody that you can consistently go to.
Yeah.
Weak. As far as the Sixers, I think that James Harden went there a little late because it's almost like he's like, I don't want to shoot too much because I want to make sure Joel Embiid balls. I'm already endorsing him as the MVP. We got to get Maxey involved because he's our best scorer besides me and Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's somewhere caught in the middle, like, yeah, I can pass. I can still get like 23, 24 points. But that 30-point guy, the way he's playing, he's got to just go out there and get his.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Still that 30-point guy. They've been talking about that a lot lately, like on First Take. I even heard him doing it on Colin Cowherd's show and everything. Do you think that he's still that guy that can go out and get you 35 a night if he needs
Absolutely.
Look at it like he's sitting there. A lot of these games where he's not scoring a lot of points, he's only going out there and shooting like 12 shots, which lets you know he's being passive. Because in Houston, it was cool if he took 26 shots. He's going out here and he can go a whole fourth. Even Doc Rivers said it. He can go a whole fourth quarter and just pass to everybody. And Doc Rivers is like, man, you got to be more aggressive.
Yep.
He's like, I don't want to come over here and just take over this team. This is Joel Embiid's team, and that's just
I don't think James Harden cares for real about that like he did in Houston. I think he's more so like Daniel just alluded to. How can I just fit in? Like where do I belong? Like what y'all need from me? Instead of in Houston, he was the man. Everything was about James Harden. He goes to Brooklyn. Okay, then it's about Harden, KD, and Kyrie. How do I fit in? Where do I stand in this? He gets traded. He goes to 76ers. Like you said, then he's like, okay, Tyrese Maxey is cooking this year. Joel Embiid is on the MVP arc. Where do I fit in? What do I do? I can't just come in and start taking 25 shots when these dudes, it's their team. I can't come in and do that. So where do I fit in? So the 30-point per game guy, I think he's gone, but not because he can't, but just because he's just trying to figure out where he fits in with the teams now.
Okay.
But
when's the last time y'all seen Harden dunk?
That's what I was going to say. I think he needs.
When's the last time somebody drove that lane and seen him dunk?
I haven't seen him dunk since last year for the Nets. I feel like I have.
Dunk he did this year. That's the last dunk I seen him do. That putback dunk where he did the when he was done. That's the last time I seen him dunk.
I think something really is wrong with his hamstring. He might need off-season surgery. You can't keep on having hamstring problems for over a year. You need to just have it.
Ever since he popped it actually, hell, if you go back to the beginning of last year when he came to Brooklyn, he was out a little bit then with his hamstring. His hamstring's been an off-current problem for like 2 years now.
Yeah,
hey, that's what comes with age, man. Your body starts breaking down. You can't move like you used to. You ain't a young man no more. Once you hit that 30 mark, hey, them bones, they start to they talk to you a little bit.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. The only thing I'm gonna say,
healthy. I think that's part of it. He don't want to, push off too hard and pop it. Now he's done for the year.
One thing I want to say about James Harden, will that be at the Sixers demise with him not being a 30-point scorer? Because I think in order for the Sixers to be successful and go far in the playoffs, he's going to have to be a 25 to 30 point a game scorer. Like he has to.
So I'll say this real quick. I'll say this real quick, and I'll let Drew. It all depends on how the flow of the game is going. If they don't say if he's getting his 30 within the flow of the game, and then the fourth quarter comes and they need him to get 30, like say if he got 22 heading into the fourth quarter, he can get you that 30-35. But if he's like 17, 15 going in the fourth quarter and y'all struggling to score, it's like, okay, James Harden, then get us some buckets. His rhythm ain't gonna be there.
But I mean from start to finish, because I believe that the pass of James Harden won't allow the Sixers to be as successful as they need to be in the playoffs. He has to be aggressive.
Well, then it depends.
They need the 25 to 30. And you got to look at it too. Look at James Harden's record in the playoffs. Look at Doc Rivers' record in the playoffs. They both have something to prove, bro. I think that he has to be that aggressive guy. Yeah. You only got so many chances at this. So I think he just has to be that guy, man.
He has to be, but the thing is James Harden at that level where he's like, because like Daniel just said, he came over too late.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like you're alienating your teammates by saying, I'm MVP James Harden? You know, Joel Embiid is doing his thing. It needs to be me and him this series. Y'all guys do what y'all do. Tobias Harris, you give us your 10 to 12. Tyrese Maxey, you give us your 10 to 12. Me and him, like, he can't come over.
You need Maxey. You need Maxey to be like, this is what you need. You need Joel Embiid to average about 30. You need James Harden to average 25, 26.
Absolutely.
That has to be cool with them getting that, combining for that 6 points and saying, yeah, Maxey's up and he's balling. If he can get 25 in the floor of the game, cool. But for real, we just need Maxey to get like 17.
Yep.
We just need guys to get like 14. We just need somebody else to get 10. You know what I mean?
I'll put it like this. Regular season, 30 point per game, James Harden's gone. But playoff series, 30 point per game, James Harden, he can do that.
Yeah. He has to do that.
But he's gonna need to.
He has to. He has to. When it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks and of course the Brooklyn Nets, I think they'll be fine against the Miami Heat, Boston Celtics. Those are the three teams he has to have 25 to 30. Boston, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn. He has to get. If he don't get close to 30, they get swept. They get swept.
Not just the dunks. When's the last time y'all seen James Harden do his pad in the Euro stuff?
I know, bro.
Yeah.
He hasn't played the same all year, man.
But see, again, that goes back to he can't push off on that hamstring.
Yeah.
He's afraid to hurt it.
Once you go to that opposite leg for the Euro, you know what I'm saying? You got to push off. And I just don't think he got the power to do that. Or if he does, he just don't trust it. Like maybe the medical staff has told him, you're good, but us being players, we know our bodies, and he's still like, nah,
for sure.
This shit still don't feel right, bro. This shit still don't feel right. But man, go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, he's just got to read what the team needs on that night. I mean, you're gonna have certain nights. Maxey's a second-year player, so he's gonna have off nights, you know. And then you've got Embiid, who, I mean, he's a post player. Yeah, he plays out on the perimeter a lot, but he's gonna have off nights. And what James is gonna have to decide or realize or whatever is when those dudes ain't doing it, or they get on the road, when your role players don't normally produce, is on the road. You've got to be that Houston James Harden.
Be the spark,
You've got
man.
to go
Be
get
the
them
spark.
a 35, 40-point game to win them, to win, to go where they want to go. He's got to pull it out. He don't got to pull it out every night, but he's got to read the room and know the nights he does have to pull it out.
Hey, and on that note, we go in the show
hold
right
on.
there.
I got a quick hitter for y'all, just real
quick.
Go ahead. Jimmy Butler or Udonis Haslem, who y'all got?
UD.
Udonis. Jimmy. And I used to ride for Jimmy.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, Udonis made Jimmy look real little. I'm like, Jimmy, I thought you was a dog. You was looking real soft. But anyways, I just
Udonis is 6'9", man.
I know. I get it. You got to pick and choose your battles.
Hey, but
Udonis was going to Ving Rhames him. He's going to look like baby boy.
He was probably
but see, the thing about UD is that it's the quiet ones, like, bro, like don't get it twisted, fam. Like you know this is my city, and you know what I do around here. Like don't get it twisted, fam. You just got here.
I just want to know what Butler said to Spoelstra.
Yeah, I do too.
It got it got Haslam's reaction right away. What
immediately.
did he say to him?
Immediately, bro.
Disrespected family.
Well, and what did he do? What did he do, Sean? He took up for his family.
He said, "I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna whoop your ass."
Oh yeah, Udonis wasn't playing, man.
He took up for his family. But man, we appreciate everybody who tuned into another great show of Beyond the Game. If you can always check out episodes on the YouTube channel. If you can't sit down and watch the YouTube channel on your tablet or your phone, download the Beyond the Game app on your Amazon Fire Stick. Set it in your front room with your peoples. Turn it on there, laugh and trip with us. If you can't sit down and watch the show, you can always listen to the show on all major podcast streaming platforms. So with that being said, we get ready to get on about this thing. And as always, this is Q Walker. We want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. And we at this thing, y'all.
Yeah, I was like, Will Smith, we riding with you.
Let's in 5, baby.